Hi there, this is Claire Rooney from clairerooney.com. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about walking as a modality for exercise, and we're going to go nice and deep into the whole subject of it to see if it's something that you want to consider for your exercise plan, or should you be considering something else. Now, all forms of exercise, there's going to be pros and cons to them. And what you really want to get down to is the nitty-gritty of, is this exercise routine going to deliver to me the things that I would like? Now, with exercise, you can get many benefits. You can get improved cardiovascular capacity. That's all to do with having a healthy heart and lungs. You can get stress relief. You can get fat loss. You can get change in your body shape. You can get increase of muscle tone. You can get improvement of flexibility. You can have corrective exercise type benefits where your body is getting stronger and more stable and you're reducing your risk of injury. You can have improved longevity. You can have simply fun and enjoyment of moving in your body. So when you're selecting an exercise routine for yourself, you got to take all of those things into consideration. And then you got to see, well, what's going to give me the most bang for the buck in terms of all of the goals and the desires that I have for myself, my well-being and my physique. So when it comes to walking, one of the best things about walking is the simple convenience of it. It's extremely cost effective. All you have to do is throw on your walking shoes and, go outside and go for a walk. So it's like super simple in that respect. You don't need any, major training. It's just something that you can do automatically. So from that perspective, it's like super beneficial. Another major benefit of walking is it gets people out of doors. And we're living in a world now where people are indoors all the time. They're not getting enough fresh air. They're seated for long periods of time, and they're literally very disconnected from their true natures, because our true nature is in essence primal. We're meant to be outside quite a lot. We're meant to be getting fresh air. We're meant to be getting sunlight, and we're meant to be getting interaction with nature in order to be healthy. So far so good with the walking. Cost effective, no real skills required, and it's getting us out of doors. Now, that's the good stuff about walking, but we're going to come along now to some of the pitfalls of walking. And this is some stuff that most people aren't aware of, and you see, the whole beauty of awareness is that it allows you to make better choices for yourself. Now, walking, some people think that walking is going to be the best way to lose body fat. Now, when it comes to absolute beginners, people who have done no exercise before, if you're a total professional couch potato and you're deciding that you want to change that, then walking is a wonderful starting option for any person. So if you've got a lot of weight to lose, or if you've been inactive and not exercising for a long period of time, then walking could be fantastic for you. Now, the thing is, the downside with walking as a long-term form of exercise is that your body will adapt to it very quickly. Within 6 to 8 weeks, you will have reached the maximum capacity for your body to deliver the changes you desire. So that's after about 6 to 8 weeks, you're just going to be in maintenance mode. Your body is a system of adaptation. Whatever stress you throw at it, your body's going to adapt to that stress. So basically, when you start off, your body is like a high-powered fuel engine, like a Lamborghini. It's going to be a gas guzzler. And the more you practice the walking, the more your body turns into a Japanese car that's like super fuel efficient. Now, fuel efficiency in the fat loss world is an absolute disaster. You definitely don't want that. You want to be as fuel inefficient as possible, because when you're fuel inefficient, you're going to be burning fat like crazy, and you're going to be setting up a hormonal background that allows you to burn fat around the clock. So the thing is, when you're walking for weeks and months, your body gets more and more efficient, and efficiency means that your fat loss grinds to an absolute halt. This is not good for you. It's not good for your fat loss goals. It's not good for your physique goals. So walking, you're going to plateau with your walking in about 6 to 8 weeks, unless you start walking faster and faster and you break your score for the time that you did it every day, or you walk longer and longer. Right? So the thing is, for many people, the walking longer and longer isn't really an option unless you're going to have, longer and longer exercise sessions every day. Personally, I don't think that's a wonderful idea, because, people are very crunched for time at the start of it, and there's going to be a downside of exercising for longer and longer hours. Okay, the next problem with walking is that if you keep doing it, it's going to cause a reduction in your lean body mass. Now, the same thing happens with, long distance running and long distance endurance events. Your body perceives that it is burning up a lot of calories and it's using a lot of fuel when you're walking. So the body's very clever, and the body says, listen mate, I'm not really that interested in looking hot in a bikini. I am, however, interested in survival. So if you keep burning off all of those calories, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting rid of the tissue in my body that consumes the most calories, so we can kind of save ourselves, for the emergency. So what your body does is it starts to cannibalize its own lean body mass. Now, lean body mass is whatever tissue is left once the fat is stripped off. So one of the lean tissues your body starts to get rid of is muscle. So a lot of people, when they start walking very long distances, their muscle mass goes down. This is not good news. If you're stepping on the weighing scales and you're seeing the weight going down, it's not giving you the full story. If you lose that lean body mass, if you lose that muscle tissue, your metabolic rate gets slower and slower and slower. And again, you're turning your body from a Lamborghini engine to, a fuel efficient Japanese car. For fat loss, for muscle tone and shape, this is not good news. Okay, another downside of walking is that you are getting a lot of oxidative stress. Now, oxygen, like all things in life, is actually a double-edged sword. If you don't get enough of it, you won't have enough energy. Your cellular respiration, which is the biochemical process in your body that is one of the primary methods that your body generates energy, is going to be impaired if you're not breathing deeply enough and if you're not getting that heart trained to pump the circulation and deliver that oxygen to all of the tissues. But too much of this is not a good thing. If you keep pumping your system with loads and loads of oxygen, you get a phenomenon called oxidative stress. Now, many people have heard of the term antioxidant, and they realize that things like fruits and vegetables are rich in antioxidants. So why is that important? Well, antioxidants are substances in foods, and they are nutrients that quench the reactions that generate free radicals in your body. Now, a free radical is like a rogue molecule that goes around creating chaos. And if you do tons of aerobic exercise, you're going to simply generate more and more free radicals because oxygen creates this oxidation type reaction. So therefore, doing tons and tons of walking is actually going to generate more free radicals in your body. And that is actually going to speed up the aging process. So doing too much is not actually a good idea. If you are generating these free radicals, you're going to increase and speed up the aging process. So that's why you see people who do tons of long distance events, they actually look older than they are because of all of this oxidative damage. Now, another thing we have to consider with the walking is that after 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to maximize, your capacity to optimize the energy production via the mitochondria in your cells. Now, the mitochondria are small little organelles within the cells that when they proliferate or grow to maximum capacity, optimizes your ability to generate energy. This peters out after about 6 to 8 weeks. So you're not actually going to get more energized, by doing more and more and more. So what else can I say about the walking? The number one reason I think walking is useful for people is just to get outside and get the fresh air and get the sunlight and just get a little bit of mobility in. However, it won't do an awful lot for your lean body mass. Unfortunately, it does the opposite. And it won't do an awful lot for your back health. Now, moving a little bit is probably better than not moving at all. But your body actually requires full range of motion through all planes. It requires full hip mobility. I have tons of clients who have come to me with back problems who are avid walkers and they're walking every day and the back problems never went away with the walking. Now, they probably would be worse off if they weren't mobile at all. However, walking doesn't move all of your joints through full range of motion. So this is an issue that I have with it. It's not giving you that massive flexibility and that massive mobility. Walking also doesn't make you strong, and getting strong is the number 2 predictor of your entire lifespan. Walking is on the endurance end of the spectrum. So if you want to get strong, the only way to get really strong in a way that's meaningful and progressive is to start weight training. So there's my views on walking, quick overview. It's great for getting fresh air. It's great for getting sunlight. It could be good for a little bit of headspace. It's wonderful to get out in nature, so it can be very stress relieving. It, however, has deleterious effects if you do too much of it. You're going to reach a stage of adaptation with it very quickly, within 6 to 8 weeks. It will not get you stronger. It will not improve the mobility of your hips, for example. It won't improve your flexibility, and it won't actually get you stronger. Is it better than doing nothing? Yes. However, if you want to continue to get stronger, and my professional opinion on it is that whatever exercise modality you're using should be progressive. So walking is a starting point. However, it's not going to deliver everything that you could get from your exercise routine. There are more regimes that will give you more bang for the buck in terms of health, in terms of longevity, in terms of aesthetics, in terms of weight loss, in terms of bone density, in terms of, you know, reducing the whole aging process or slowing it down. So this is Claire Rooney from clairerooney.com signing out for today's little talk about walking and an overview of the pros and cons of walking. Thank you very much.